Lesbian Detectives. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it.
They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must.
Right now. Lesbian Detectives. Lesbian Detectives. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready, let's go. Pay attention to the message. I present to you Lesbian Detectives.
This is Lesbian Detectives. I'm Ciara.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we are here talking about missing and unsolved murders.
We are discussing cases that you have forgotten about or never even heard of.
So sit back, relax, and let's start this podcast. Welcome back, everybody. This is a new episode and a new week. How was you guys' 4th of July?
Right.
We went to my first basketball game, guys.
Women's basketball game.
And I fell in love.
With Dejanay.
Yeah, and then number 10 and number 11. Never learned their names, but I was like, okay. I wanted to go see Dejanay. That's why I went. She was out.
She was hurt.
I was like, what the? I bought these tickets for you.
And we realized that's where all the lesbians hang out.
Yeah, it was so many LGBT. It was like LGBT. Then you had like little girls and their dads. And then you had like family, but it wasn't like a big family, like little families.
Yeah.
But it was mostly like people in the LGBT community. I'm like, oh, my people.
This is where you've been all my life.
So if you want to go to a women's basketball game to meet more LGBT people,
that's the place.
That's the place. So let's get into the episode. She was a kind woman, quiet in spirit, but strong in heart. A nurse, a mother, a newlywed. She traveled with her husband to a historic city, planning to spend the day sightseeing while attending a conference. It was their first real trip together as a married couple. A small getaway. Nothing dangerous, nothing unusual. She left the hotel one morning with plans to visit the Liberty Bell, to wander through the streets and museums. She carried her signature red backpack. She told him she'd be back before dinner. She never returned. At first, it seemed like a misunderstanding. Maybe she got lost or took a different route. But then hours passed, then days, and the trail began to twist. Witnesses claimed they saw her near a bus station. Another said she came into a mall, buying clothes for her daughter. Some say she was confused. Others said she was calm. A woman who looked like her was seen sleeping on benches and muttering strange things about money. One of her own children mistook a stranger for her. But no one could be sure if any of this was real or just shadows wearing her face. And then 5 months later, in a forest hundreds of miles away, her body was found buried beneath a tree. Stabbed. Wrapped in a blanket. Her clothes were different, more suited for a hike. Her red backpack was gone. There were cash with her body, a wedding ring, sunglasses no one recognized. How did she get there? Who brought her? Was she running towards someone or from them? Some believe she left on her own. Others think she was lured or followed or taken. There was whisper of a serial killer who roamed those very woods. But no one has ever been charged. No one has ever confessed it, and no one has explained how a woman who vanished from a lively northern city end up in a remote mountain grave. Her story has been told many times in podcasts, in crime shows, in quiet conversations at a kitchen table, but the ending is always the same. No justice, no answers, only mysteries. And a woman who deserves so much more than to become a question mark in someone else's silence. This is the case of Judy Smith. Before the headlines, before the missing posters, before her name was spoken in hushed tones by true crime followers and podcast hosts, Judy Smith was simply a woman in love with life. Judith Eldridge was born on December 15, 1946, in the seaside town of Massachusetts, a place of windswept dust and salt in the air, known more for sailboats and Kennedy summers than for hardship. But Judy didn't grow with privilege. She was one of several siblings in a hard-working middle-class family where nothing came easily and everything was earned. From a young child, Judy had a calm presence. She wasn't loud, wasn't flashy, but she was dependable, gentle, the kind of girl who stayed behind after class to help screen up the desk. The one who watched over the younger siblings when her mother was exhausted after a long shift. Even then, Judy had a caregiving soul. She learned early how to be independent. There was no fairy tale path laid before her, no trust fund, no easy ride. She worked 2 jobs in her teen and into early adulthood, saving every penny. College wasn't expected of her, but Judy expected it for herself. She put herself through school, a quiet act of rebellion and ambition wrapped in modesty. She studied to become a nurse, drawn to the idea of helping others, not just healing wounds, but comforting the scared, sitting beside the dying, holding the hand of the forgotten. But Judy nursing wasn't just a profession, it was her calling. In time, she became a home health care nurse. She worked in people's living rooms, not hospital, in kitchens filled with the smell of dinner or bedrooms quiet with loneliness. Her patients were the elderly, the recovering, the overlooked, but Judy treated each one of them with the tenderness of the family. By the time she reached her early 40s, Judy had already lived a life filled with complexity. She had been married twice, both unions ended in divorce, but through it all, she remained close with her children, Craig and Amy. They were her anchor, her pride. She attended their events, called them often, and offered quiet advice without ever demanding to be listened to. Judy wasn't flashy with her emotions, but her love ran deep. In 1986, Faith intervened in the form of a patient, an older man recovering from throat surgery. Judy was hired to care for him. That's how she met his son, Jeffrey Smith. Jeffrey, a defense attorney, was struck immediately by Judy's compassion. He watched how she spoke to his father with warmth and patience, how she didn't flinch from the messiness of the illness or aging, how she gave dignity to those the world often ignored. They began as acquaintances, then as friends. But the romance was slow, cautious. Both had been wounded by divorce. Both were older and wiser. For 7 years they dated before deciding to live together. Even then, marriage didn't come for another 3 years. In the fall of 1996, they finally said their vows. Not in a big church, but with quiet certainty. Friends said there was a perfect match. Theater lovers, basketball fans, and homebodies. 2 people had waited a long time to find a safe harbor in one another. They were supposed to grow old together. Instead, just 6 months after their wedding, Judy walked out of their Philadelphia hotel into a mystery that has haunted her family and baffled investigators ever since. April 9th, 1997, Boston Logan Airport. It started with something small, a forgotten ID. Judy stood at the airport security gate, her red backpack slung over her shoulder, watching her husband Jeffrey move ahead in line. She had forgotten her driver's license. An easy mistake the kind of us could make. She waved Jeffrey on with a smile. Go ahead, she said. I catch the next flight. No panic, no anger. Just Judy unusual calm. Always composed. Always finding the solution. She returned home, got her ID, and boarded the 7:30 p.m. flight to Philadelphia. That night, where she arrived, she handed Jeffrey a bouquet of flowers and a small peace offering. He wasn't upset. He kissed her cheek. I'm just glad you were here. It will be the last time he ever said those words to her. April 10, 1997, in Philadelphia, the morning came quiet. Judy and Jeffrey woke together in the hotel room, warm sunlight slipping between the curtains. He had a day of meetings ahead of him at the conference. She, a day of wandering. She told him she wanted to sightsee the Liberty Bell, Independent Hall, a little history, maybe some shopping. They agreed to meet back at the hotel by 5:30 p.m. to get ready for cocktail party that night. Judy packed lightly. She took her red backpack, always her signature, and wore a simple, comfortable clothes like sneakers, a light jacket, enough cash for lunch and shopping, her wallet, her ring, and her engagement diamond. She left the hotel, and somewhere in the busy of city light, she vanished.
Between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., what happened in those unaccounted hours remains the black hole at the center of Judy's story. She was reportedly seen asking for directions to the Plash bus route. A driver claimed to have picked her up and dropped her back near the hotel around 3 p.m. So she made it back, or near back. Maybe she was only a few blocks from safety. A short walk from the warm hotel room, from Jeffrey's waiting smile, from the normal life that was supposed to continue. But then, nothing. No phone call, no note, no trace. By 5:30 p.m., she had not returned. Jeffrey assumed she'd gone ahead to the cocktail party. But she wasn't there. He checked the hotel room again, back to the ballroom, again, and again. She was gone. The following days, rumors in the shadows. In the days that followed, Judy seemed to flicker in and out of existence like a ghost passing through cities. A woman matching her description was spotted at the Greyhound station. Another seen in New Jersey shopping for her daughter. She laughed with the cashier. She mentioned her husband was at a conference. She carried the red backpack. But then came the strange accounts. A woman speaking gibberish in a Philadelphia hotel lobby, talking about emperors wiring her money. Another reportedly tried to take a young girl from the mall, insisting she was her daughter. A homeless man claimed Judy slept beside him on a bench. Was it really her? Or was it someone else? Someone wearing her face. Even her own son mistook a homeless woman for Judy across the street. That's how close the likeness was. The lines blurred, delusional, impersonation, or mental collapse. No one knew for certain. Judy was there, and then not. The sighting stopped, and the silence took over. What happened next, the final, unknown stretch of Judy's life, may never fully be explained. At some point, Judy traveled 600 miles south to western North Carolina. No flight tickets, no known bus routes, no rental cars in her name, but she was there. And in Asheville, she was seen. A cashier remembered her, said Judy was calm, friendly, said her husband was an attorney. They had been in Pennsylvania, and she decided to come down here. A deli owner claimed Judy drove up in a gray sedan, bought $30 in sandwiches. A toy truck Who was the toy for? No one knows. She appeared unafraid, unhurried, but also alone. A woman on the move in unfamiliar mountains. Her red backpack was gone. She had winter clothes instead. The shoes on her feet were for hiking. Maybe she thought she'd meet someone there. Maybe she already had. Somewhere beneath the thick canopy of Facade National Forest, amid the ferns and winding trails, Judy's life came to an end. We don't know what happened. We don't know if it happened quickly or if she begged for her life. We don't know if she ran or trusted the person who brought her there. What we know is this. She was stabbed. Her body was wrapped in a blue blanket and buried shallow beneath a tree. Animals disturbed the site. Her remains were scattered. She was found 5 months later by accident, by a father and son hunting deer. By then, there was no life left in her, just bones, a wedding ring, sunglasses her family didn't recognize, and a question. Who brought Judy Smith here? Jeffrey never stopped asking. He never remarried. He never moved on. He filled his house with the ache of her absence. Her toothbrush stayed in the cup, her robe on the door. He said the worst moments were at night, when the lights were off, when he could almost believe she might come back. He died in 2005, still waiting for an answer. Did Judy run? Was she suffering a crisis she never revealed? Did she meet someone, perhaps someone she trusted, who'd led her to the woods? Or was she followed from Philadelphia, stalked by a stranger who knew how to disappear as well as she did? Maybe the answers lie in that forest still, beneath soil and roots and years. Or maybe they're lost forever, scattered like the bones the deer hunters found. What is certain is this: Judy Smith lived with grace. She left with misery, and she deserves to be remembered as more than a question mark. Before we end this case, let's sit back and remember the woman that was unalived, Judy. She was more than the woman who vanished, more than the red backpack or the smiling face on a missing person flyer, more than the haunting headlight, more than the haunting headlines or the body found beneath the trees. Judy Smith was a mother, a wife, a nurse who held the hands of the sick and sat quietly beside the dying. She was gentle, humble, and kind in the way the world often overlooks until it's too late. She lived a life shaped by quiet strength, a woman who put herself through school, who worked hard, who loved even after heartbreak. She wasn't flashy or loud. She didn't need to be. Her presence was enough, warm, grounding, dependable, the kind of person who always showed up, who remembered your birthday, who folded the corners of the blanket just right. When she disappeared, the world didn't stop. The city went on. People kept walking. The sun rose. But for those who loved her, time split open. There was the world with Judy in it, and the world after. And then she was found. Not in a place that made sense. Not in the clothes she left in, nor near the people she loved. She was found in silence, buried beneath branches in a forest hundreds of miles from home. The questions still echo. How did she get there? Why was she killed? And who was she with in those final, fleeting days? There are no easy answers, only fragments. A stranger says she was smiling in Asheville. A deli owner remembers a toy truck. A store clerk swears she laughed about her father's picky taste in clothes. Pieces of Judy scattered in time, moments that may have belonged to her, or maybe just ghosts that look like her. But what matters most is not how she vanished, it's how she lived. She loved her children deeply. She gave her heart to a man who cherished her. She made a difference in the quiet corners of the world, where no one else was watching. She mattered. Judy didn't walk into the woods to be forgotten. She didn't leave her family on purpose. Her story was taken from her. Her ending was stolen. But even now, after all these years, her name is still spoken. Her life is still ripples through the lives she touched. Her absence is a wound, but her memory is a light that won't go out. She is more than the mystery. She is loved. She is missed. She is remembered. Always. This is the case of Judy Smith. Now let's get into some theories.
Theories.
Let's get into some theories. Let's get into some theories.
Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories. Lesbian Detectives. What type of thoughts you thinking? What theories running through your mind? I'm thinking all types of suspicion. Uncover the truth, what we can find. Witness say they saw
Somebody creeping out the back door. What you think they did it for? That's so crazy, I'm not sure. They found a car, where could she be? Here go another puzzle piece. Research and do your history. It's plenty unsolved mysteries. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories, yeah. Let's get into some theories. Let's get into some theories. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories. Lesbian Detectives.
You or me?
I'll go first.
Oh, guys, you remember what she said? Like, I never go first. Here she goes. Here she goes.
So there's not a lot of information, but I feel like somebody who just tunes out like that, it could be because of a mental illness. She obviously knew the field. She was in nursing. But what if she was so busy taking care of everybody else that she always put herself last? And then one day she just snapped. And maybe she forgot where she was going. She forgot who she was with. And she trusted the next person. And a lot of people want to take advantage of you, so they will. If that was her, everybody that saw her, they said she wasn't the same person. She remembered certain things, but she wasn't fully there. I believe she had some sort of mental breakdown and she trusted somebody and they took advantage of her. I know it was within a time span, but after they had no use, they stabbed her. Or maybe she regained consciousness and maybe it was too late by then.
I'm finna sound like one of them conspiracy people. And don't judge me for this. What if she was never stabbed? Like, it seemed like the police said that her body was attacked by animals. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, because if she was like blanked out for a second, all these people saw her moving through different parts of the world and she knew like certain information. But the thing that always stuck out to me, she was never seen with anybody else. She was always alone. She went to the mall alone. She went to the deli. She went to this place. If that person was really there with her, you know, why wouldn't they kind of pick up anywhere? You know, why was they like beside her or anything? Like, she never said, oh, I'm with this person. She always said like, oh, with my husband, he's at this conference. Oh, I'm picking up these clothes from my daughter. Let me get this toy car. It's like, the person was never there. That's why I'm always stuck, because I don't really have theories. Because this one, I have to sit back because I'm like, what are the theories? Because she wasn't seen with anybody. She wasn't with anybody.
Or maybe she met somebody who was dangerous her final days.
I mean, that could be true too.
She was just wandering the world. She knew part of where she came from or who she was with, but it's almost like ADD. It's like, oh yeah, I need to get this for my daughter. And then you see another store, you see something else, and then you're like, oh, but let me do this. Let me eat real quick. And then before you know it, you're 600 miles away in a mountain stabbed.
One thing I'm stuck on is they say it was a serial killer in their woods, like was going around. What if she did have a mental breakdown and she was just like, I just got to get away? Or she was like, okay, I just need to travel by myself. Like, I need time to myself. Because it is seem like, I mean, you are right. She was taking care of everybody. Everybody said she had a caregiving soul and she had to work so hard. She had to do 2 jobs. She had to do this. Sometimes you break. The strongest people break. And I always say, check on your strongest friends, because sometimes your strongest friends are the ones that's breaking the most. Right. And what if she just, because she had hiking clothes on, she was like traveling. What if the person who was like in the woods unaliving everybody else, she met that person and that person tried to steal from her, try to hurt her, and they stabbed her?
Right.
What if somebody never really like kidnap her or lure her somewhere else? What if she was just done with everybody in her life? I mean, she do love her kids. I say she's a good mom, but sometimes moms need break. And she probably couldn't say like, hey, I need a break. Cause it seemed like the bus dropped her off right by the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
In that split second, what if she said, I can't do this no more? Because it seemed like she always, like, she's the type of person like me. She have everything planned out. She have all her stuff. For her to forget her ID always stand out to me. She forgot her ID, the most simplest thing you forgot. And she
Right.
like, oh, I forgot, I'm gonna go. What if she like was so overwhelmed? And that was the moments where she was getting tired of taking care of everybody else and doing this for everybody else. She was like, I'm tired. Like, she probably was like on her way walking to the hotel and was like, stop for a second, like, do I want to go in there? Do I want to finish this vacation or do I just want to travel? This one's just hard because, like, I feel like it's just hard to say somebody kidnapped her or lured her away because nobody ever saw her with anybody else.
But you were kind of saying, like, she was saying, like, oh, you know what? I'm tired of taking care of everybody else.
I mean, it's a thought.
And then just forget about everybody else. It doesn't make sense to me.
Always, I'm saying it because she always remember her family. Every time she's like, oh, okay, like my husband at this conference, my daughter, I'm buy her more clothes. You know, it's always like she always remember her family. And everybody says she's a caregiver. So even though she probably like walked away for a couple of months, she still remember them.
So I've met somebody with mental illness, and one thing I've seen or witnessed from this person is they will remember people. They will remember their pain, but they don't make any sense. It's like they go from one thing to another, to another, to another, and they can't focus and they can't process a thought correctly. So I really do think that it was some sort of mental illness. I wish we could see if it ran in her family.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of the times if it runs in your family, you're more susceptible to it. It's like she still had a good heart, I feel, and she was still trying to take care of the people that she loved, but she just couldn't finish her thought.
I mean, your possibility is true. I have no theories. I always know our theories or what our train of thoughts are happening in this moment as we talk. It's not like, don't come at us like, oh, I don't believe in it. It's just our theories. It's just an option. I mean, we never know. We could be right. Never know.
Yep.
Well, this is our case. This one was a doozy. So please let me know what your theories are in the comments or even come to me and inbox us and let us know your theories on this case. Don't forget, episodes hit every Friday. We are on all social medias. Please go follow us. And also, please leave us a 5-star rating on all podcast platforms. Follow us on YouTube. Everywhere you can find us, follow us. And tell us, what do you think of the podcast? Let us know what's your favorite part of our podcast. This is Lesbian Detective. I'm Ciara.
And I'm Elizabeth.
Don't forget, everybody's a suspect.
Until proven innocent.
Bye.
Lesbian Detectives. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it. They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break? Or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must. Right now. Lesbian detectives. Lesbian detectives. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready, let's go. Pay attention to the message. I present to you the Lesbian Detectives.